Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Guild. So, episode 3 of whatever you comment I will add into my fantasy world. On last episode we talked about how this world came into creation, how it all started, what was the lore of the beginning of the world, and what was the present understanding of how that happened. How are this current generation living in this world interpreting the start of it all. But today the only natural next step is to begin to flesh this world out a little bit more. And in order to flesh it out, well, we're going to need some more locations. So I have scanned through the hundreds of comments over on Reddit, and I have chosen 3 new locations to add in to our fantasy map. So first up we have a post from Serial Branch 739 over on Reddit. Thank you so much for the submission, I absolutely loved it. And they tell a tale of one of the northeastern islands. This island is known as the Untamed Maw. It is said that on this island, on every blue moon, the life there takes on a whole other shape. As soon as the sun sets and the blue moon rises, a faint music can begin to be heard from the sudden hum of a low tin whistle, soon to be followed with the light plucking of harp strings. The music builds and builds and builds, and suddenly along one of the bays within the island, different coloured lights begin to appear all around, and all of a sudden the whole area is flushed with colour and noise and dancing and food and drink, and this is known as one of the Fae festivals of this land. One of the specialities at this Fae festival is they all drink this glowing water that is rich in magical essence. But there are a total spectrum of Fae creatures that come along from all over the continent to gather for this one festival that happens only once every blue moon. Although it is to be considered highly dangerous for any outsiders or mortals that try and follow the music or the lights. We have Mike Sully 52. In the midst of the southeast islands of this continent, there are rumours of an island that moves. For some months now it has been seen shifting from one area to the next, only to vanish suddenly. Some say that the island isn't even an island at all, but in fact it is a giant living ancient turtle, and the island is actually its shell that over time has amassed life on top of it. Regarding the actual shell or the surface of the island, it is considered a pretty big island. It's covered in dense swamps that has free and flowing rivers. It also has multiple lakes. At the centre of the turtle's back on its shell there lies a singular mountain. It's not a very big mountain, but it roughly stands about 5,000 feet tall. And this feature, this mountain, is what most people use to distinguish it as they are passing by. At the summit on this mountain there actually lives a peaceful tribe of druids. There's a couple of different races, but the majority are fawn, and as I said, they are peaceful. They mostly keep to themselves unless a threat is posed either to them or to the turtle. But recently news has reached the inner islands, and that news consists of a threat posed to the turtle. The fawn have discovered evidence of a potential parasite that has latched itself onto this giant moving island and is slowly sucking the life energy from it. They're in dire need of a competent group of adventurers to come and have a look into this issue before things take a dire turn. And final contribution to our world this episode is going to be from a YouTube comment from an individual called Corefish. Off the eastern coast there are a group of Tridents who are living in the ruins of Corfi. And the ruins of Corfi were once a bustling fishing village, but over time the villagers and inhabitants overfished the waters, and so this group of Tridents saw a great tragedy, saw a great atrocity, and took offence to this. So they gathered in forces and they attempted a siege. After 7 months of a long and bloody battle, the Tridents emerged victorious, and the survivors fled in fear of these fish folk. And from that point on the Tridents stayed and lived in and amongst the ruins, mostly dwelling in or near the water, but always keeping hold of the place that sought to pose offence to to them. And there we have it, folks. Episode 3 is a wrap. So as always, thank you so much to the people who have taken the time to comment and think about different things in the world. Your names will have been on the screen there, and I really, really appreciate it. If any of you have any more kind of creative ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments below or across any other of my social media accounts. And who knows, maybe you will see whatever you comment in the next video. But have no fear, because it will be added in to my fantasy world. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, peace.